quick little story. I was investing into MSTY. Now, for you who are not familiar with any of the MicroStrategy ETFs that they've been coming out with, they have one that's called MSTY. I think its underlying stock is the MSTR one. I don't recall. But I was investing into that for a little over a year at this point, and I decided to cash out. Here's my reasoning for it. When I got into it about a year ago, the price of this ETF was about $32 to $35, and I figured, okay, why not just see what this is about? I seen somebody on YouTube who also was investing into it, and he was only in it for a very short period of time, and he was like, hey, it's kind of risky, so I just decided to pull out. And I was like, okay, but let me go find out what this is about, because I've never done anything risky, so to speak, in that capacity. So I went onto my brokerage account and bought some MSTY, and I seen the dividends that it generated for me, and it was the most insane. It was talking about, like, at the time I got into it, it was talking about 119% dividend returns, and then the next month it was like 137, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So at the time I had put like $30 in, and next thing I know, I'm getting $3, $4, $5, $6, $7 back per month in dividends. And I was like, man, I've never seen this kind of dividend return on any of my stocks so far. Mind you, I'm kind of new to this, a few years, but never seen any type of returns like this. So I was like, okay, what's the downside to it? And for a while I wasn't seeing any downside because the ETF was only going up from there. I was like, man, this is crazy. Let me go ahead and buy some more. Bought some more when it was getting closer to like $38. I seen it went all the way up to like 40 something before it started dropping off majorly. And I didn't do any research at that time concerning the other ETF options that MicroStrategy had provided, but practically they all follow the same exact route. It would start off, the initial offering would start off really right about here, it'd climb up just a little bit and then drop off and either continue declining or something else crazy, right? So I didn't look into that at the time, but when I was purchasing more MSTY, I think the most I purchased it for was like $38 per share, and I'd gotten a lot of it at that one time just because I seen it kept climbing up more and more. FOMO hit me, and next thing I know, I am hit with a unrealized gain or unrealized negative gain of like negative $592, and I was like, I was blown. But I'd kept the money in there because the dividends was still making me quite a bit, and I just figured, okay, if I just don't sell it, then I don't really realize that negative gain, right? But as time went on, the ETF kept on dropping lower and lower, and so for me to justify staying in the game, I had to keep investing into it and either reinvest in the dividends or just keeping the dividends and putting that money elsewhere, which I did a mix of both. So some months when it was doing good, like I was getting $2.37 per share dividend return, then yeah, I would reinvest that money right back into it because I knew it was going to drop just a little bit. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get more shares, and then the next month I'm going to get even more money so then I can get out of this situation faster. And it just so seems to be the luck of the stroke. I hate to use luck in this situation. And of course that's going to turn on while I'm trying to talk. Okay, let me try to move to another location. But it so happened to be a stroke of luck damn near that the days that I decided to reinvest the dividends versus the days I decided to keep the cash was so perfect, because about 2 months ago I'd reached a break-even point where the depreciation of the asset itself was less than the amount of dividends I'd received from it. So overall the assets depreciated by like $1,400, which was like insane. and the amount of dividends I received was about $1,800. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just about to cash out right here. I got like a $360 something difference. So between the dividends and the depreciation, I still made out with about $300. I just decided to tap out at that point because there is no point in being inside of an ETF that is speculated to go up if all that I've been seeing is that the dividends, first and foremost, they kept decreasing. At first we were seeing $2, $3, $4 in dividends per share, and then slowly over time, every month, if you were paying attention, it was either dropping a little bit and then it raised up by 20 cents. It would drop a little bit again and then drop and then drop and drop, and now up until this point, it is now July of 2025. It is expected that this next upcoming dividend will be around 93 cents. That is going to be the first time that I know of since the ETF was formed, which was no longer than what, March of 2024. It hasn't been out long. March or May of 2024 that has been out. So this will be the first time that I've even seen it talking about it's going to be under $1. To me, that's only telling me that for every other ETF that's out there, it's also going to be decreasing. I have somebody that I work with who's been investing in CONY, the Coinbase one, and he's still hoping for a $2 return per dividend, but all he's been telling me is that it's been decreasing over time, decreasing. Now, I was also investing in CONY, but I wasn't paying attention to the dividends on that part. But since he's been telling me about what it is that they're paying in dividends, it's just been decreasing slowly. It's been $1 here, $1 there, then it was like 80 cents, and then it was 70 cents, and now he's talking about it being 50 something cents. I'm just like, bro, I'm tapping out. Now I can't do that because I don't want to lose all my hard-earned money in this investment. Now, was it a fun experiment? Yes, it was. Will I do it again? Nah. So I'm glad that I did tap out. If you guys are investing into MSTY or any of the MicroStrategy ETFs, just take a closer look at it, see if you are gaining any real money from it. But other than that, hopefully that helps. I'll see you guys later.